So I was planning on releasing my playthrough of Tokyo Dark over at the archive channel for content such as this, but I decided to abandon the idea for a couple of reasons. One being the issue of publishing it to a non-existent audience, and the other being the odd technical issue that was doing my own OCD in a little. So I'm sitting there with all this footage and I want to make something decent for the main channel. Content that looks like I've put some time and effort into. And, well, you know, there's not much I can really say is original because it's all just me playing games. So I decided to make this into a more edited video. What am I gonna call this for? I mean, is it a recommendation video or a wildcard? It's not really a wildcard. I don't know what to call this kind of video. What I can call this though is late. Very late, because this was meant to be done at the end of October. At least the playthrough was meant to be uploaded in like October, and now it's fucking nearly December. Oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, I'm kind of winging it here, and I'm hoping this video isn't going to be too lengthy compared to the rest of the videos I have. I mean, those are basically just stream archives, but whatever. And I hope that people watch this. So if you happen to find my channel through this video, then I hope you stick around, and I hope you enjoy this video. Hopefully this idea will continue and I get to recommend other games through this method instead of the wildcard streams. It makes me sound like I'm stopping the wildcards. That's not the case. Sometimes a wildcard isn't the best way to approach a game, so don't worry, we are still doing the wildcard streams. There's a game I want to do that I did wildcard at some point, but I lost the footage, and I'm still mad to this day that I lost that video. That was just, I really want to show more people that game, but let's not get carried away. Let's talk about the game in question, this being Tokyo Dark. Funnily enough, I actually have a script for this video, but I'm not quite following it. I'm not following it the entire way, so we'll see how this goes. So, what is Tokyo Dark? Well, Tokyo Dark is like a point-and-click adventure game, a genre that, I'm gonna be honest, I've not had that much experience in. It just wasn't the thing I was brought up with. I was more into like platformers and shooters when I was younger. So something a bit more chill and slow paced is not exactly the thing I'd go for. Tokyo Dark is also a visual novel. The second, maybe third visual novel I've been filled into playing. Now if you know me, reading out loud can bring some mixed results. And the entire playthrough would mostly result of me reading all the dialogue and then botching it up every couple of minutes like I'm emulating the average day of Rich Evans. I mean, something to consider is there's a lot of like Japanese names and phrases and stuff, and I can already, like, I already have difficulty reading English, so, you know, reading a different language in general is just like, that's not gonna end well. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't think I could do the game enough justice as an unedited playthrough. And I don't have the time to edit a playthrough into like the best moments or whatever. So instead, this is why I'm making this video. So I can recommend you to look into this game, or the version that's gonna come out later, Tokyo Dark Remembrance. And if it sounds like your cup of tea, then look into it yourself. I'm just going to talk about the game a bit more, so you've got an idea of what to expect. In Tokyo Dark, you control Detective Ayami Aito, who's investigating the disappearance of her partner. Given a lead to go to the Shinjuku district, Aito makes her way there and finds her partner dead. Not only that, she finds a familiar face in the form of a red-haired girl who's supposed to be dead. Now, things don't sound straightforward, I know. But then we come to the fact that Aito's partner was wearing this mask. This mask was originally given to Aito by this crazy old widow when she was investigating an incident in Kumakura 6 months ago regarding a series of crimes taking place in the temples and shrines surrounding Tokyo. What was meant to be a simple investigation ended up as a hostage situation as Aito finds the shrine maiden hostage with a knife to her neck and her partner trying to calm down the whole situation. Aito tries to help with this, but ends up getting peer pressured into shooting the hostage taker in the face. Before she knows it, she wakes up in the hospital bed and being told that she had a psychotic breakdown. Of course, that doesn't quite make sense to Aito. And it isn't a case that this has been slowly eating away at Aito's own sanity. It's more like it's devouring it. Desperate for some answers into what the hell is going on, Aito begins her own investigation over the mask that's been plaguing her life, and an investigation that spans the whole of Tokyo. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of horror games if I'm honest, I'm just not a big fan of horror in general. It might be because I'm a bit of a wimp. If anything, I have to be in the right mood to experience horror, which doesn't really come that often. This game kind of does come in the kind of psychological aspect of horror, and the atmosphere in this game is pretty good though, especially with like the art style being all drawn kind of in the anime style. It looks kind of, it's not clean, it's not a clean looking game if anything, but there are quite a few gorgeous looking backgrounds in the game. The game's main system that it uses, Aito's character attributes, known as Spin, determine what happens throughout Aito's journey. Spin is an acronym for Sanity, Professionalism, Investigation, and Neurosis? Did I say that right? All which are self-explanatory, and the game makes it clear from the start that your choices do matter, and they shape Aito throughout the investigation. I do think Tokyo Dark does a better job of this sort of thing than other games, especially like... I do think Tokyo Dark does like a better job at the whole your choices matter kind of thing. But again, like my experience with those kind of games are kind of limited. Aito is going to be constantly fighting to keep her sanity throughout this journey. Sanity will go down when dealing with the paranormal, which needs to be brought back up with the use of a medication that she was given after her out-of-body experience in Kamakura. Of course, there are other ways to restore her sanity, some that aren't so professional. Speaking of which, professionalism is related to the fact that Aito is a detective for the Metropolitan Police Department of Tokyo, and she should be acting like one. Of course, there's nothing stopping you from getting your hands dirty and playing bad cop once in a while. Aito's investigation stat determines what she can find, since, you know, she's meant to be a detective trying to solve a case. Professionalism and investigation go hand in hand in this tug of war with insanity. It might look a bit one-sided, but that's when neurosis shows up. This has to do more with her mood. A low neurotic score causes the sanity to drop even quicker. You have to bring that stat up by doing things that would relax someone and make them happy. So in a sense, you have to treat the girl nice once in a while. Of course, this is a point-and-click game, so you can make her do some really stupid shit. You do not know how much of a hassle I had to go through to get these fucking pancakes. Like I mentioned before, I'm not one to play visual novels unless I'm fooled into playing them. And this does have a bit of a more of a choice than the other ones I've played. Again, I've only played like 2 other visual novels before this. I could say that this is a visual novel disguised as a point and click, but really if you put in like a traditional point and click and then Tokyo Dark, it would blend in quite well. I suppose if you want to get into point and clicks, this might be a good starting point because of how simple it is. Like for example, there's no inventory system, which I'd say is kind of disappointing, and things can be interacted with, kind of like such as doors, items, or even characters. They all have this context sensitive box around it, making it very hard to miss. Made even more obvious because you're moving either left or right. I guess if I really want a point and click adventure, I should be looking out for something a bit more proper, like Grim Fandango or Monkey Island or something. You're not gonna find yourself like scratching your head trying to figure out where to go or what item goes where. It's very straightforward, it's almost hard to miss. I think the investigation stat has something to do with that. I'm not entirely sure. I think the character writing might be one of its strong points, because it's a very character-driven game. You get to know a lot about Aito and what she's thinking throughout all this. I mean, the story's alright. It uses a lot of like Japanese folklore and the such, as well as like the modern day urban legends. Of course, because it's in Tokyo, I kinda foresaw where this would be going. I had a funny feeling that a certain place in Tokyo would be used as a setting here, and well, I was right. The introduction that I basically went through basically just shows everything you need to know about how Tokyo Dark is going to approach you. There are times where the game forces you to make a choice and you don't have time to really think about it. Usually with games that have these choices, you have like infinite time to make them, so you can kind of think what is the best choice, but the game stresses you into making a choice before it's too late, and that is something I do appreciate. I will say this, like, don't assume that the most sensible choice is the best choice. If you go through the game, if you finish the game at least once and got a certain ending, you'll know exactly what I mean. So basically, what I just told you just now with the synopsis, that you'll find out in the first hour, 2 hours, seeing that that's basically the Kurokawa introduction, and the game opens up after that event. I just hope I've brought your attention to a game that you might quite enjoy. I wouldn't be recommending shit, let's put it that way. Oddly enough, as I was preparing notes for this, well, the script, I found out that Tokyo Dark was coming out on both the Switch and the PlayStation 4, with the version's called Remembrance, which apparently has new scenes, art, and endings. There's like 14? If I'm not mistaken, there's like 14 endings in the Steam version. Apparently Remembrance is meant to come out with more. This game was also kickstarted back in like the 11th of May 2015, and it's interesting to see how it looked back then and how it became to be now. If you've not played it, I'd maybe stay away from the Kickstarter for like a while until you see the main game. Just because of, there might be a couple of spoilers there, I'm not entirely sure. Could be that some things were left on the cutting room floor. Maybe hold off on buying the game on Steam until Remembrance comes out. I don't even know if the Remembrance content is meant to come out on the Steam version. I don't know if that's meant to get an update or whatever. Also, comparing the release dates of when this game actually came out, it's little wonder that this didn't get too much attention when a certain free visual novel showed up a few weeks later and everyone's attention was glued to that. And I think Tokyo Dark was just left there. Like, there's an easy and obvious pun to use here, not gonna stoop that low. Still, quite the thing to be overshadowed by, and hopefully Remembrance will bring it some of that attention I think it deserves. So yeah, if you're interested in Tokyo Dark, then I recommend looking into that. This kind of video is new to me, so I'm kind of still working up the kinks, and I've just wanted to get this out as soon as possible before I keep forgetting it and it turns out that I'm releasing this next year. Not only that, I just want to clear the hard drive of any videos before I get back to videos and stuff and streams. Got a whole terabyte of stuff. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me some feedback on this. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. But I want to believe I've done a good job here for like a first attempt. Is it a review? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you again. And enjoy the game.